kia mà hay kia dù cả lam nừng sẽ dù cả lam nừng phú khơi nêm sẽ lại tiền nừng gọi con gọi ọ này nhà cái tôi bà học nừng sẽ bị lại tiền nừng lại tiền nừng sắm cả lam mà hay nừng nhà pen tôi chúng tôi sẽ dù đó.
Bandung, the mountainous home of the Lua people. Here life is totally dependent upon the land. Any changes to the hills, waterways, trees, grasslands, or even the simplest creatures that live in the earth have a major impact on the everyday life of the Lua. In his father's generation, as soon as the land lost its fertility, the people would simply slash and burn a new area of the forest in which to plant their crops. But Saka knows that his people can no longer do this, as it would destroy Bandung's last remaining forest. And the forest has to be preserved, as it is the only source of water for hundreds of hill tribe people like Saka and his family. Applying commercial fertilizer to the infertile soil is out of the question. They simply do not have the money to buy it. However, despite the seemingly slim hope of returning fertility to the soil, Saka would not give up hope. Like most hill tribe people, Saka earns his meager living by planting upland crops on the slopes of the hills. When this land is first cultivated, the topsoil is rich in nutrients, so the crops produce good yields. However, because the land has been cleared of its once protective covering, it is exposed to the elements, and this leads to a rapid erosion of this rich topsoil. After just a few planting seasons, the fertile soil is gone, and what remains is virtually barren. If the Lua were to follow tradition, a new area of forest would be cleared and prepared for crop planting. But today, that can no longer happen. The top layer of soil is carried away by the rains because there is nothing on the slopes to hold it in place. The heavier the rains, the greater the amount of fertile soil washed away. Paradoxically, this is often followed by periods of drought, which have become more severe every year.
น้ำแม้จะมีน้อยก็คุ้มที่จะใช้น้ำที่มีน้อยเนี่ยมาปลูกหญ้าแฝกให้มันขึ้นแล้วทีหลังเวลาปลูกหญ้าแฝกให้ขึ้นแล้วดินที่นี่จะมีความชุ่มชื้นมากขึ้นสามารถที่จะทำการเพาะปลูกใช้เป็นประโยชน์เพิ่มเติมสำหรับชาวบ้านที่จะมาทำการเพาะปลูกมีรายได้เพิ่มเมื่อมีรายได้เพิ่มขึ้นเขาก็ทำพัฒนาอย่างนี้ได้มากขึ้นทุกที
For over 50 years, His Majesty the King has spent much of his time traveling the kingdom, administering to the needs of his people. During the past 10 years, however, he has witnessed a steady decline in both agricultural yields and natural resources, once plentiful and more than sufficient to cater to the needs of the Thai people. The two are clearly linked. Erosion of topsoil in particular has become a serious problem and can be traced to the destruction of the forests. A remedy needed to be found, or the nation's food supply would be seriously threatened.
นี่ลึกลงไปหน่อยคือถ้าดินอยู่แค่นี้ก็เขาอยู่ขึ้นดินแต่ว่าถ้าจมลงไปเริ่มจมแค่นี้สัก5 เซนติเมตรทำหลังคาบ้านค่อยๆเลิกให้ลึกลงไปอาจจะทนหนาวได้มากขึ้น
His Majesty the King realized that the deterioration of the soil meant more suffering and hardship for the farmers. He therefore devoted himself to finding a way to prevent this erosion. He was advised by Dr. Kim Shaw, a representative of the World Bank, that a special variety of grass known as Vetiver Grss, or Yafak in the Thai language, could help stop soil erosion. The grass was very good at retaining moisture under the ground. It was easy and economical to grow, thus making it suitable for the farmers to grow themselves, and results could be seen within just 1 year. On hearing this, His Majesty decided to encourage the use of this type of grass and initiated a royal research project in which a number of government agencies are now actively participating. Vetiver Grss has a long root system which grows vertically into the ground and weaves itself tightly together. It can, therefore, hold the topsoil in place, preventing it from being washed away by the rains. His Majesty has described Vetiver Grss as being a living wall. It allows the water to pass through, but holds the topsoil back, thus giving the farmers rich ground in which to plant their crops, and at the same time preventing rivers and streams from being clogged by sediment. The way Vetiver Grss is used to prevent soil erosion is quite simple. The grass is planted in rows across the hillsides. When the rains carry the fertile earth down the slopes, the soil is blocked by the dense roots of the grass. Over a period of time, a new layer of soil builds up naturally and levels out the areas between the grass walls. This, in turn,